car and slapped the cuffs on.
We might have seen some of the most brutal cases in history, but nothing compares to what we're going to see today. Psychopaths are some of the coldest, most apathetic beings on the planet. You combine that with a bloodlust and you've got a recipe for a serial murderer. This is the story of a serial killer who was intercepted in between her killing sprees. In April 2015, detectives in Christiansburg, Virginia, were summoned to a home at 846 Den Hill Road in Ellet, where they discovered a dead male. The crime scene was incredibly bloody, and the victim sustained many cuts to the body. An autopsy report stated that the victim, identified as 59-year-old Charles Taylor, had been stabbed to death in the head and neck area over 30 times.
Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, you call 911.
Okay, listen, I've just been told that there has been a murder.
911, where's your emergency?
We need an ambulance. I went in to turn the living room light on. I can see blood. Ma'am, I don't know. I didn't touch him, but it don't appear that he's breathing.
When it was determined that Charles Taylor's killer was his dead son's former wife, word went quickly around the neighborhood. Police immediately began looking for Amanda Taylor, and it didn't take long for them to piece together the case after she boasted on social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook about killing her father-in-law. In one of the images, Amanda posed with a dead corpse in the background.
This was the first time I'd actually had a picture of the murderer with the murder weapon and the victim inside the crime scene.
In the following images, Amanda Taylor posed with a gun in her lap while driving, threatening suicide. When authorities caught up with her in North Carolina, she was still alive and well. However, they discovered that Sean Edwards Ball, the man who assisted her in the murders, had been shot on the side of the road in North Carolina. He was taken to a hospital and survived his injuries, according to the Roanoke Times.
After the murder, they obtained money, they obtained fuel, and they left the area and went to Tennessee.
Surveillance video from gas stations along the way helps cops follow the trail. At this sporting goods store, they load up on ammo, and they stop at a Fleabag motel in Tennessee and spend the night.
She shot her accomplice because he refused to go on a killing spree with her, so she shot him in the face and took a picture of it too.
She stopped the vehicle on the parkway, took the revolver that went around to the passenger side where Sean had his eyes closed. She claimed that she had saw a jogger just ahead of her. She aimed the weapon at that jogger and pulled the trigger. This startled Sean Ball awake. She took that weapon and pointed it at him and said, "I want you to know before you die that I used you for your guns and your car, and I hope you die." Then she pulled the trigger, shooting Sean Ball in the face.
According to police, Amanda Taylor stabbed Charles Taylor to death while he lay on a sofa and shot Sean Ball. Investigators were alerted when a friend of Amanda Taylor stated that Amanda was looking for someone to finish killing Sean, whom she had left injured on the side of the road. Amanda Taylor and Sean Ball were arrested for the murder of Charles Taylor. Police claim Amanda blamed her husband's suicide on his father, Charles Taylor. Rex Taylor had committed suicide several months prior.
I saw Rex's grandmother outside. I lived next door in the other apartment building, and she was hysterical. And she told me that Buckshot killed himself, and that was Rex's nickname that she had given him a long time ago when Charlie had just found him. It was still early in the morning.
People who knew Amanda Taylor characterized her as a dark and cruel woman who had been fascinated by death, murder, and serial killers since she was a teenager. Her social media platforms were flooded with photographs of strange death scenarios. She also kept innocent photographs of children mixed in with crime detective publications and explicit images of murder.
I think a lot of it has to do with the thrill of murder. She had this voodoo over him to where he would do anything to make her happy.
According to prosecutors, Amanda Taylor and Sean Ball arrived at Charles Taylor's house that afternoon and demanded money from him. But when the conversation moved to his dead son, Amanda Taylor became outraged and began attacking the father. The pair then got into their car and stopped in Tennessee to sleep before continuing on to North Carolina the next day. Amanda Taylor eventually pulled out a gun, shot Sean Ball, and threw him out of the car.
I was just really excited
and I was like, hey, I'm going to take a picture so I can post it and show everyone. It was just something it made me really happy.
Sean Ball had no idea Amanda Taylor had also plotted to kill him. Amanda Taylor was sentenced to life in prison. Her appeal was upheld in 2016. Meanwhile, Sean Ball has been sentenced to 41 years in prison.
I had stabbed him at least 3 or 4 times. I meant to kill all 3 of them. I'll hurt somebody if I'm with other people. I'll keep going.
She says in her confession that she didn't just plan on killing her father-in-law. She had planned to kill all 3 people in the family.
That's the most alive I've felt since Rex died. I was very happy. I was very happy just to finally get all that built-up hate and anger and all those feelings out on him. When I stabbed him, I didn't see anything, and he just looked at me, and he was like, what are you doing? And as I was stabbing him, he had reached up and got my hair. I continued to stab him, but he kept yelling, and it made me nervous. So Sean took the crowbar, the tire iron or whatever, and had hit him in the back of the head.
She explains how much she enjoyed stabbing and killing her father-in-law, comparing it to how alive she felt after her husband's suicide.
They did make a very big deal about it. They acted like I was ready to put a backpack on and go blow something up. No, not yet.
And in a shocking revelation, Amanda claims she even communicated online to people claiming to be members of the terrorist group.
I had this weird obsession with it for a minute, and I tried to reach out, but obviously nothing happened from it.
But would she actually have joined the jihad against America?
And who knows what kind of psychopathic serial murderer she might have become if she didn't get arrested when she did.
Was to get her into custody so that she could not harm anyone else. I had seen the brutality she was capable of, and it was a brutal attack, one of the most brutal attacks I'd worked in my entire career. I knew she was capable of doing much more.
But do you think the damage she could have caused if she wasn't intercepted would have been irreparable? Or are we just looking at a mentally unstable person who wasn't given the right attention and let their dark hobby get out of hand?
Silent and admits everything.
I killed Charlie at 3:27. I purposely did that.
Why did you purposely? What happened on 3?
Because that's mine and Rex's day. That's our birthday. We have the same birthday.
Okay.
That was always our thing was 3:27. But I started stabbing him.
Tell us what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button if you want more dark stories that won't let you sleep at night.